Hi guys, welcome to Let Me Show You Xi'an. I'm your host, Justine, and I'm going to be explaining the story of Emperor Xuanzong and Yang Guifei. These two guys were lovebirds back in ancient China, and they've been through China's history quite a bit, so much so that a very famous poem was written about them called The Song of Eternal Sorrow. And I'm going to go with you through Huaqingchi, which is where a majority of their love story happens.
The Huaqing Pool, also named Huaqing Palace, which is located in the Lintong Xi'an Shanxi with Lishan Mountain to its south and Wei River to its north. This is a Chinese ancient palace which is famous as the natural hot springs. According to historical records and archaeology, the Huaqing Pool has a history of 3,000 years of royal gardens. Zhao, Qin, Han, Shui, Tang dynasties' governors regard this good place as their palace for visiting and holding parties. They constructed Lishan Mountain Pot and built Hot Springs Palace. Because the palace was built on the top of the hot spring, we also call it Huaqing Pool. Yang Yuhuan was one of the 4 most beautiful ladies in ancient China. Yang was very beautiful when she was born, and she was good at singing and dancing. What's more, Yang received a degree of education. In 1737 AD, Xuanzong's imperial concubine, Wu Wei, died, so Xuanzong became very sullen. Someone recommended Yang to Xuanzong for her natural beauty, and Xuanzong called Yang into his palace. Since then, there were more countless white knights in Huaqing Palace. Xuanzong's musical talent and Yuhuan's charm dancing romanticized the waterside pavilion. After many years, the emotional complications between them with gentle music and dance in Huaqing Palace is a love song of loving and hating. The love and hate how those white nights soaked 1,000 years of wind and moon. However, only the water from the 9-dragon pool ahead of the Flyfrost Temple comes in ripples in spring, year after year, as things recycle, being clear and soft.
Now we're here in the western part of the Huaqing Pool. The area behind me is called the 9-Dragon Lake. It's named because of the 9 dragon stones that are carved around it. The 9-Dragon Lake is 5,000 square feet in size. It's separated into 2 sections between this walkway. We have the left side and the right side. It's also separated on this causeway with 2 pavilions. One is called Chenshu and the other Wansha. In between it is 8 of the 9 stone dragon heads. On the left side of these 2 pavilions is the Long Yingxie Palace, which has a single dragon stone head that pours water into the lake.
According to the legend, the central Shanxi plain was once stricken by a severe drought. In the very remote past, the Yu Emperor, the supreme deity of heaven, ordered Dragon King to lead his 8 sons to make rain here. But the 8 little dragons neglected their duty. They dropped too much rain that caused a serious flood. Because of anger, the Yu Emperor kept the young dragons under the causeway and punished them to spout water day and night. Then he let their Dragon King sit above the causeway to supervise them and never let them relax. The pool means a place provided for bathing. Here is the Imperial Pool Historic Site, founded in April 1982. There are 5 imperial pools: the Lotus Flower Pool, the Crabapple Pool, the Star Pool offered to Taichung, the Crown Prince Pool, and the Shangxi Pool. However, they were excavated for more than 3 years, so let's see the ancient and mysterious imperial pools. Now an unequal bathing pool left from more than 1,000 years ago is presented ahead of everyone, the Crabapple Pool. It's not an ordinary pool, but a precious gift. The pool is designed as a Chinese flowering crabapple. Those 6 pieces of blooming petals gently hug the beauty in the pool with soft and aromatic spring water. These elegant and artistic love ideas which are from Emperor Xuanzang when he was in his 60s. Whether it's called the Crabapple Pool or the Guifei Pool, we can imagine what a romantic love story. As a result, Xuanzang expressed his heart of faithful and sincere love.
So behind me is the Crabapple Pool, one of the many pools in Huangqing. This Crabapple Pool is an original because it was actually built for Xuanzang's beloved Yang, and it's made in the shape, it's called Crabapple Pool because it was made in the shape of a crab apple. And you can see below there are 6 petals. They're really beautiful, and it was one of the ways he showed his devotion to his single love, Yang.
Here is the Lotus Flower Pool, covering an area of 400 square meters. It is a place where Xuanzang takes a bath. You can not only swim, but also take a bath in it. This shows the supreme and exclusive power and dignity. There is a pair of water inlet tubes about 30 centimeters with double lotus nozzles at the bottom of the pool. Meanwhile, it can spray outward. The Bingdi stone lotus symbolizes the love between Xuanzang and Yang Guifei.
As an emperor, Xuanzang had a lot of concubines, and many of which also vowed for his attention and constantly needed his attention. This, of course, caused problems between him and his beloved Yang. And so in order to show his devotedness to her, he took her to the place behind me, which is called the Palace of Eternal Youth, and they exchanged vows to each other on the Chinese version of Valentine's Day. In the Song of Eternal Sorrows, it states, "On the 7th day of the 7th moon, they whispered to each other in the moonlight. They would be in heaven, birds flying side by side, and on earth, springs built together on the same branch." This, of course, turned into an opera play for the Kunqin Opera and later became part of the Beijing Opera as well. Red ribbons Chinese people put around the trees are usually wishes that they make. And when you tie them to the tree, it's supposed to make your wish come true. My wish is that I'll be a good student.
Once the night draws in, all of the antiquities are surrounded by colorful flashlights, the eternal sorrow performing on it. The eternal sorrow not only creates a romantic atmosphere of the deep love between Emperor Xuanzang and Yang, but also gives an image of an ideal place where human beings and environment coexist with each other, which brings great shock visually and emotionally to the tourist at home and abroad. The Eternal Sorrow is divided into 4 parts, with 11 scenes in total. The Eternal Sorrow brings us back 2,000 years ago and represents the memorable, heart-touching love story between Emperor Xuanzang and